Let me know if you are consistently using Facebook stories, and let me know if you're not. I would love to know if you're not using them, because today we are talking about 3 reasons why you must be using Facebook stories for your business. So we are going to dive into Facebook stories. Lisa Karen here. Tash Blum will be joining me in just a minute. And if you are hopping on, say hello. Let me know you are out there. Hello, Vanessa. Good to see you. There is Tash. I am going to add her. Here she comes. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
We missed you.
I know. It feels like forever. It's
I
only a week, but it feels so
know.
long.
How was your trip? It looks like you had a good time.
It
Loved
was
your
good.
stories. Your
Yes, I
stories
did
were
some
great.
stories, some adventures.
Yeah, so looked like you had a great time.
It was
So
awesome, yes.
hello ladies and welcome Monday morning here. Who is ready to hit it?
Hit
Who
it
is
on a
ready to hit it?
Monday.
Hit it on a Monday.
Oh
Yeah,
no, Allison's
exactly.
in the dentist. That's
Uh,
not everybody's favorite place to be. Hopefully it's all good.
fun, fun, fun.
All right,
So,
ladies, let us know. Are you using Facebook stories for your business, or are you just kind of like, I've heard of them. I'm not sure what to do with them. I'm kind of using them, not really, sort of. Let us know where you're at with Facebook stories, because we're going to dive into why you must be using them for your business. And there's 3 main reasons, and we're going to do
yes,
it.
yes, we're going to do it. And ladies, invite your girlfriends, invite your friends and teammates, all of you, whoever you know could benefit from this. Invite them to the broadcast. You know, you can just or get this broadcast out to them, and let's do this together because when we support one another, great things happen. So, women supporting women. Who is
Yes.
in? So
Thank
we
you
have
for
3.
sharing, Allison.
Yes, and we have these 3 reasons, right? So let's talk about them. And now, how many of you are honestly using them every day, every single day? Like, how many of you are watching to make sure that you have something up every 24 hours? Are you watching that little hour? I watch that hour button. It's like I need to make sure that I'm not. If I get to 22 or 23, I'm like, oh shoot, my story. I got to do a story. I got to do a story. Who is keeping up with their stories? Let us know in the comments.
Lots of yeses. Good stuff.
Yes, 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 yes. Awesome.
All right. So, ladies, number 1 is stories are turning into the new news feed. That is one of the main reasons why you need to be there, because that's where Facebook efforts are. That's where Facebook's priorities are. So you need to be using the features that Facebook really wants you to be using them, because that's where they're prioritizing. How many of you have noticed a drop in your engagement when you make posts on your newsfeed, on your profile, or you do videos and you're like, wow, what is going on here? And sometimes it's kind of like we keep trying to do the same thing, and then we kind of go crazy. It's like you keep trying to post and post and post like you used to, and you're putting all this time and energy and effort into what used to work. And not to say you shouldn't use the news feed, the traditional profile
Absolutely.
timeline. You
Yes.
definitely should have a presence there still, but you want to put a lot of your efforts into your stories. That's where people are at. That's where views is increasing, engagement is increasing. That's where the party is happening.
It's the new news feed. I mean, you've got, even if you go into your group's news feed, you've got stories over there too. I mean, stories are everywhere. They're popping up. And when you're going through your news feed, they pop up more than once, right? So as you're scrolling through, it's like, oh, there they are again. They keep wanting to move you towards stories. So, and so it is a new news feed. And getting good at those stories is where it's at because so many people are using them now. I forgot the statistic, but I believe it's like 500 million are using it. Yeah. So that's a lot of people that and it's growing and it's going to keep growing. So you got to get really good at stories because you want people to be paying attention to your stories and not just swiping by. So what are y'all doing out there to be different? How are you standing out in your stories? I'd love to hear what you're doing to make your story stand out. So, there are a lot of different apps out there that are super fun. Oh, ladies, that is one area that I'm having a blast. Who else is having a blast with apps? I love it. Because I mean, I just love to giggle. I love to have fun, and I love to have fun. That's part of I'm just a part. That's my part of my spirit. And I just go, wow! I just go get into that those apps and just have a really. I get lost in them. How many of you are spending like a little too much time on apps?
That can happen, right?
Yes,
What are your
yes,
favorite apps?
yes. Let's help each other out here. What are some of your favorite apps for your stories? And ladies, we're having another stories challenge starting on Sunday. And we are going to be diving into all this stuff. So if you want in the stories challenge, drop a challenge in the comments. It's free. And it's going to be 5 days of prompts that we're going to give you so that you can create some awesome stories. And there's prizes to win. It's a great place to network with other women. Oh, Snapchat. I have to say, Snapchat's probably one of my favorites too, for sure. So, yeah, I love Snapchat. So, ladies, if you want in the challenge, just drop a challenge.
Yes,
So,
because the problem with stories is a lot of people don't really know how to use them, and they're
yeah.
just not really using them in a strategic way to get results inside of stories. So this is what we're going to be diving into. We're going to have some exclusive trainings inside the challenge, and as Tash said, some awesome prompts to help you create some stories. And really, the second reason, and we kind of touched
Jib
on
jab.
this.
Sorry, jib jab is so fun. That's a funny one. That's a real funny one. Oh, anyway, go ahead. So, yeah.
No, the second one is just as we said, is you get
Lydia.
better engagement inside of stories, right?
Yes.
A lot of people, I hear so many complaints that they're struggling to get engagement. It's like nobody, they're getting a less interaction on their posts and their videos. But what we're noticing is getting more engagement inside of stories. How many of you have noticed this, that your stories are starting to get more views, more and more people are seeing them, more people are interacting with them? I've definitely noticed this. I've noticed a huge upward, increase in the engagement inside of stories.
Oh, yeah. And if you are not getting people commenting on your stories every single day, you're not doing something right here. You've got to, and that's what we're going to dive into. But getting people to engage on your stories is crucial because we want to get those conversations going, which is our third reason that we're going to talk about here is that those messenger conversations. Those are so important. That is where your bread and butter is going to come from. That is where you're going to grow your business, ladies. So you got to be creating those conversations. So what are you doing? What are you doing to get people engaging with your stories? Let us know. Drop it down below and let us know what you're doing to get people to create those conversations with you. Commenting. Every single day, you should be having people commenting on your stories.
Yes, and no sweat, ladies, because I've seen some people, saying they're getting views but not comments. And it is a little bit of a learning curve, trying to, get good at what people like to engage with, what your audience engages with. And you kind of have to train your audience a little bit too. So, I see people saying polls or using polls to get people to interact. Right? So that is one way you can encourage that interaction. Now, I will say, just because you're not necessarily getting comments on your stories, we're talking about three ways you must be three reasons why you must be using stories for your business. One of them is comments, but you don't have to rely on just getting comments. You can be active in other people's stories.
Yes.
So you can do a lot of good interacting with other people's stories, and you should be doing this too, right? We want to be engaging with other people, and that is huge. The more people you engage with inside of stories, the better for you, right? And you're initiating those conversations.
Yes, yes. And ladies, how many of you are getting caught in posting stories and leaving? It's just like that. It's like it's that not post and pray, that where you just post and you're just hoping that something's going to stick. How many of you are just posting and then not paying attention to other people? Because that is a huge mistake, and that's going to